Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a flip through of my fitness section in my planner. This is kind of my catch-all. I have a couple of different sections in here. So on this first part here, I have put down about 3 months worth of monthly goals. What I was going to do was track the days that I worked out, but I ended up tracking that in a fitness app that I have instead. The next page here has some measurements that I wanted to keep track of. So things like my weight, body fat percentage, subcutaneous fat, muscle mass, and metabolic age. And I was tracking that in another app on my phone that you see me pull up there. That app, I will try to leave a link down below, but just in case I can't, it is called Fit Index. So I just mark it down for the what those stats are at the beginning of the month and what they were at the end of the month, and then that third column is any difference that was between the two. And then on the next page here, this is my monthly spread. And what I was keeping on this spread was three major goals, but I was also jotting down on each day just a little note to myself of how I felt that day or if anything happened that particular day. I did notice that some of my emotions were getting really tied into my cycle, and I wanted to keep track of that just to better help me kind of regulate things and be prepared for those really heavy mood swings. So on my weekly spreads, I'm keeping track of things like how I'm feeling, the hours that I've slept, my macros, just a little category of something I did for me, and then notes. And then I started jotting down my exercises down at the bottom too. And so I'm just showing you week by week how it kind of went. You can see that I had some trouble keeping track some weeks. I was tracking more in my apps and not getting paper to pen. This week I didn't like hardly track at all, but that's okay. It's kind of just a trial and error, and I'm getting back to it. And so I filled in some places where I can. This last sheet here is the monthly review. I can't remember where I got these Betty and Veronica stickers from, but they're pretty large stickers. So I'm using them to track my measurements for the month. And then I also go ahead and, as you can see, my goofy self, I just have a picture of myself for the month. So I wanted a full body shot of each month, just so if I can see any changes in the photos. So now I'm just looking up the measurements that I had. I put that on the Fit Index app as well, and I'm going to jot that down in here. And then the other things that I'm also going to fill out was the titles that they already have printed out on the Happy Planner Fitness page. So how was I successful? How do I feel? What didn't go so well? What motivates me? What can I do differently? And then I really like at the bottom, I give myself, you can color in out of 5 stars, how many you give yourself for the month. So I'm going to try better this next month to really keep track because I like having it on paper to look back at. So I'm just taking a mild liner and coloring in 4 stars. Yep, I give myself 4 out of 5 stars for that last month because I consistently worked out at least 4 times a week for the entire month, which was big for me. We are a homeschooling family with 3 kiddos, and just getting it in and finding that time for me and just not quitting, especially like I mentioned, that cycle week for me was really, really hard. So I was really proud of myself for doing that. Next, I'm just going to start getting ready for the next month, which will be August. So I'm just going to handwrite in the title of the month or the name of the month and the numbers as well, the dates. I'm not going to put any stickers in this time around because I just wanted to get this going so I could be more productive with it. Also, on this monthly spread, I'm going to list my top 3 goals for the month. So my first goal is to stay within my calorie range and to be hitting my protein macros at least 80% of the month, which turns out to be 25 days. And at the time of this recording, it's already the 4th day, and today was not one of those days. So I only have 4 more days left of free range there. My second goal was to continue working out for 4 times a week. And then finally, I want to continue with my water uptake and my vitamins. So then I'm going to go ahead and prep the weekly pages. And last month, if you saw, I went ahead and printed my little categories on these tiny labels that I had, but I'm just going to use up the rest that I have. I didn't reprint anymore for the remainder of the month. So I'm going to use up the labels I have. They're for the subjects, again, notes for me, the hours I slept, my macros, and how I'm feeling. And then for the weeks that I don't have the labels, instead of printing more, I'm just going to use whiteout and handwrite it in. And then just for some color and a little motivation, I'm going to put some stickers down from the Happy Planner Wrong Wrong collaboration, the workout book that they had. I'm just going to put in a little sticker on top, like I said, for motivation. And then I'm just going to kind of flip around and look for other things I can add. I find these little stickers that say goal. And so I'm going to put 3 of them down because, as you can see, I like to keep my top 3 goals everywhere in sight. And so my top 3 goals for the week that I'm going to concentrate on is to work on a meal prep or a plan for the weekend, and then stick with the workout program I'm doing, and then to have a better attitude about getting to work out. Sometimes I feel like I'm just begrudgingly going through the motions, and I want to have more of a get to attitude because it really is a gift to get to do this. So, the next thing I'm doing is pulling out the mild liner highlighters again, and I am going to mark down my low macro and high macro days. I'm kind of following a different plan, so the numbers are a little bit different for me, and I just want to keep track of those days. So then I'm just going to go to the end of next month and draw in the measurements that I want to track at the end of the month so that I can compare the 2 months. So I just use the gray highlighter there and I'm marking down the areas I track. And then I realized, you'll see in a bit, there's one particular measurement that I forgot to put for last month. So I'm going to add that in also. And then I go back to the beginning because I cannot just leave these pages undone. So I'm going to grab my mini fitness planner that I've been working in also. I will link the video to that in a card and also in the description box down below if you didn't catch the setup for that one. That one's more of a kind of carry with me when I work out kind of planner, just keeping track of the workouts only. But on that monthly spread, I did mark the days that I worked out. So I'm going to go back in and fill those dates on the big planner or the classic size planner of the days that I did work out. I'm trying to keep track of the days that I'm hitting my goals that I've set for the month. So for last month, my major goal was to work out consistently. So I did do that. And so then you'll see this month, my goal is to add on to that month, work out consistently. And now I want to get a little bit more serious about hitting my calorie and my macro goals. And then here's kind of just a final flip through of everything I've done for this section for this month. I updated my pages. Everything there was a little bit smaller or lower than the previous month, so I was pretty happy with that. I am glad that I went ahead and prepped for the entire month of August versus just trying to do it week by week, because I found that I wasn't really keeping up to date with that. So I think that by having it the whole month done, it'll be easier to keep track of. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe for more like this.